Testing, 1, 2, 3. Check test on the camera, microphone, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I figured out what was wrong with my camera, and god damn, this is frustrating. Figured out what was wrong with my microphone, okay? So this is my microphone. It is a Takstar SOC 598, it looks like. Now, I bought this microphone because it's basically the Rode microphone that all the vloggers use, but way cheaper. In terms of frequency response, it's almost identical. But anyway, this thing's 25 bucks and the Rode is almost 100. So I went with this one. It's the cheaper alternative. I'm not Mr. Moneybags. Anyway, what happened was, even though the light, right, the record light was on, it was green, the jack was plugged into the side of the camera just like it should be, this switch got stuck right there. That switch right there, this one, got stuck between the up and down position. And when that happens, it doesn't record. Even though the light's on, even though it's plugged into the camera, this little dip switch right here, if it gets stuck between up and down, it doesn't record. Even though I double checked the light was on, I had the thing plugged into the camera, I still got messed up because this switch right here, which you totally can't see unless you're like real up close looking at it, that switch was stuck between up and down. So that's some bullshit. Yeah, it's working just fine. Perfect. Hello everybody. Welcome to Garden Sound 365. My name is Garden Sound and this is the show where we write music every day for a year. Thanks to everybody who shared and tuned into my Vaporwave video that I put out yesterday. That was really fun to make. I went to the Gwinnett Place Mall with a friend of mine named Lucas. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch that episode yet, go check it out. It's pretty cool. Today we're going to be taking a look at Max for Live and what is Max for Live, and how can you use it practically. So we're going to be having a little tutorial series today and tomorrow. Just some basics for what Max is. You know what? No. We don't do in-depth like software guides. You know why? And here's why. Over the next 2 days, I'm going to be turning on the camera, turning on my screen capture card, and we're going to be taking a look at Max for Live, and I want to figure out how to use it, right? Now, this is not going to be a tutorial. I'm trying to stay away from doing software tutorials. I'll do mixdown tutorials and just practical guides for mixing things down that aren't so specific to Ableton, right? Because mixdowns are going to be the same whether you're in Logic, Ableton, Pro Tools, doesn't matter. But I don't want to do software tutorials, and here's why. And I've been staying far away from doing software tutorials, other than like just brief overviews of Sunbox, for instance, and brief overviews of different stuff in Reactor, or I think I did a tutorial or a brief overview one time of Expand 2, that cheap synthesizer I bought. And the reason I'm not doing that is because I had a job for a really long time. I don't like this camera angle. For a really long time, my job, like for a living, was software support. Would call in and ask me questions about how their software works. And so I hate answering questions about how software works now. Like, I hate it. It was so, oh my gosh, and maybe I'll do an episode and just do a story time with some of the horror stories I have from doing software support. Basically all it is pick up the phone and people just yell at you about why their software isn't working like they want it to, and they expect you to just solve all the problems in about 5 minutes. I don't want this channel to turn into, hey Gardner, how do I get to my preferences menu? Like, I don't want those kind of questions. Don't think that I don't want you to ask questions. That's not the same. I want you to ask questions like, Gardner, how do I finish a composition? You know what I'm saying? Or Gardner, how do I mix house music? Those are Great questions, and they're, but you see how they're not specific to software? You know what I'm saying? Why do I get latency in Ableton? Or you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff. Those technical questions. I really, when people ask me that kind of stuff, I want to find the highest building and just jump off, because I'm like, ah! Right back into like all those hours and hours and hours I spent on the phone with a headset getting yelled at in software support. So yeah, there was oh boy, there was a lot of drinking going on in those days. I'd get home and just be like, well, today sucked. So yeah, software support, don't do it. All that to say, what I want to do today is just open up Max for Live. It's Max MSP, which is was a separate software at one point, and it still is a standalone piece of software. But I learned how to use this in college back when it was called Max MSP Jitter, and it was just this cobbled together, I think it was version 5. I'm not sure what version Max is on now, but I learned how to use Max 5 in 2009, 8? So it's been a good, not to show my age, almost 10 years since I messed with this. And so, you know, you can build your own instruments, allegedly. You can build your own synthesizers in Max, like your own software synthesizers. And so what we're going to do today is open it up. I'm literally going to open this up for the first time with you all here on camera, and we're going to see if we can make some noise. Okay, so when you open Ableton, your first question is going to be, where is Max? How do I get Max for Live running? If you have Ableton Live Suite, it comes with it, so you won't have to go download any extra software. It's already installed. If you don't have Ableton Live Suite and you've downloaded Max separately, follow the instructions that were supplied with your download, or read the README. I don't know how that works, and we're not doing that in this video. It's not the purpose of this video. So if you came for installation instructions, go find another video. To find it, you go to Max for Live. It's one of the categories over here in the Live browser, and I'm going to get Max Instrument out and just drag it over here into its own channel. There we go. So I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of all these comments. I don't like this vertical bar here. How do I get rid of this horizontal bar? How do I get rid of this vertical bar? This horizontal bar here. Oh, we're already stuck. I'm already going for the help guide. This isn't good. Oh, you know what this is? This is the... If I was building a live instrument, which I am, this is the part where the buttons all show up. So I'm a doofus. All right. Okay, let's try this again. So open the Max editor. There it is. All right. So that's the device vertical limit, meaning that anything above that line will show up in the device. So I'm going to take the audio to live over here and MIDI in, and I'm going to put those over here, right? So I'm going to build the device down here and have my knobs and buttons be up here. So first thing I need is to get some sort of sound from MIDI in, which looks like this is, you know, MIDI from my keyboard, which let's make sure that I've activated that. I have. Good. Okay, so MIDI is coming through, and I need to get information from MIDI to plug out. So I need a device in between these two that'll actually create some audio. So let's see if there's like an object. Let's see here, objects. Aha, there's a whole list. Look at this. Okay. All right. What is ADSR? ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, release. Envelope generator. Okay, I want one of those. Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to take MIDI in signal to plug out. Okay. So it's making some noise. All right. But it's making too much noise and I'm clipping. So I need, is there anything I can put in between these two things? Like a let's see here. Scaled signal is the output. You see how you can mouse over these little buttons? These are how you connect things. Alright, so I'm going to put this up here. Alright, this patch cable is there any way I can move this around? Auto align. Perfect. Okay. All right, Control Shift A. All right. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. All right, so MIDI in. I'm gonna keep this up here. ADSR is gonna go down here a little bit. Cool, and that's going to my live gain. And then of course, I want the output, scaled output, to go to plug out. Alright, so that's going to plug out. So now I should have Alright, so if I hold control, I can slide this. So let's scale it to -20. Oh, yikes. Alright, so we're getting a lot of noise from ASDR, but it's not giving us any. Huh. What if we have to put. Alright, let's get an object that'll. So we're just sending MIDI out. Let's see, what is this? Raw MIDI messages. We need an object that'll make noise. Alright, so note in takes raw MIDI bytes from MIDI in. Guys, again, I know nothing about this, so we're figuring this out together. MIDI in. And that's the point of this video, is to show you what it would be like if. The point of this video is to show you what would you need to know to start messing with Macs, you know, because you don't have as much time as I do. I've got a lot of time, so I want to show you what it's like to struggle with this and open it up for the first time and be like, what? Alright, so MIDI in is now sending notes to note in. Pitch, velocity, MIDI channel. Alright, we're still not going to make any noise. So we need an object that makes noise. I wonder if there's just an object called noise. Oh, here you go, noise. Generate white noise. That's not what we need. How about signed? Gotta use the restroom, let's take a break. Alright, so we've got note in, but I still don't have anything to send to the ASDR. What I was missing was an object called cycle, which will actually generate noise. So we're gonna go to object here, and we're gonna look for cycle. There it is. Sinusoidal oscillator. There it is. So we've got cycle. Let's see what it does. Takes the frequency. This is the phase, and that is an output. Alright, so cycle should now be able to. Apparently, this is getting signal and sending signal, but we can't tell what. So we need something to go between cycle and X note in. I think there was an object frequency to.
This gives me an on or off.
Okay. Alright, so there's some stuff we got to do first. So hold on a second. I'm gonna set it up like this, guys. So we've got note in, and note in is going to go to. Pitch is going to go to cycle. Alright, and then cycle is going to go to. What was that thing he made? Ooh, that's loud. So now let's get my. Alright, so this is going to go to. Attack, decay, sustain, release. I wonder if there's a knob for this. What up? Sweet! I can rename these? Oh, sick. Cool. So I've got my ADSR envelope generator. The next thing I want to do is be able to choose my waveform. So I'm going to work on that now. Oh, yeah! Alright, so what I did was I got a selector 4, and what it does is, depending on the input from this text box up here, it'll select either a sine wave, a saw, a triangle wave, or a square wave. Check it out. So we've got, lock it up. Nothing selected right now, but if I select saw, shit, where's my audio? Oh, right. Saw wave, sine wave, triangle wave, square wave. Boom! Now I want to put a filter on there, and then I'm going to make a song with it, and that'll be today. That'll be the end of today. And tomorrow I'll add multiple oscillators and more filters and stuff. So fucking, this is cool as shit. We're going to have a synthesizer, guys. We're going to have G-Sound. That's what I've named it, if you see up here. G-Sound. Fucking, okay, alright. A filter, and then we're calling it a day. I'm going to get started in that filter. Ladies and gentlemen, here is iteration 1, single oscillator with 2 filters with a mixture knob between them of G-Sound. So what we've got is, you can choose saw, sine, triangle, or square. I'm going to choose saw. Then you got to set your attack, decay, sustain, and release. Let's choose a filter here. I'm going to choose no filter. Oh, there is no bypass option. Okay, I need to put in a bypass option. I'm already seeing work that needs to be done. So let's choose so there's a mixture knob too, so if I wanted to have like a band on one side to mess with down here, like if I wanted a band down here, like a mixture of the two. That's it for now. I mean, it took me all day. That was surprisingly complicated. I'm gonna keep messing with this. This is kind of a stupid amount of fun. So I'm gonna build out a crazy synthesizer using Max for Live, and then I'm gonna sell it for about like $5 on my website, and I'll give it away to my Patreon patrons. So if you wanna copy the synthesizer for free, you should go support me on Patreon. It's definitely the best value for your dollar there, because you get music as long as you'll also get music, you know, with different tiers. So go check that out. Click here if you want to hear that song. Click here if you want to see yesterday's episode with my buddy Lucas, where we went to an abandoned mall, sort of, more or less, and made a crazy vaporwave video. Click here. If you want to subscribe, click here. If you want to support me on Patreon, click here. I'm going to keep working on the synthesizer. As always, my name is GARDNSOUND. Fresh beats in the description down below and right here. I'll see y'all tomorrow.